If you're looking for 18, 19, I'm going to probably call it inside veer and all that kind of stuff. So we're a little different than everybody. We go ahead and we verbalize everything. We don't have a whole lot of numbers in our calls. So I just wanted to get that kind of out of the way. So our load scheme rules right here, I'm not going to insult your intelligence and read them all to you, but I just kind of want to mention some stuff. When we say when we have a veer, obviously if our slot has a tight end to his side, he's going to arc. He's not going to five path. We have that as one of our base rules, and we do that out of our flex and a tight end set, so we condense our receiver down. So that's kind of a base rule for our slot. If they're open on the open side or no tight end, they're going to five path. If they do, they're going to go ahead and arc outside. You'll see the rules. It says we have a gold or a cardinal for our guard. We're always going to gold first. Our gold will always supersede a cardinal. Our outside double will always supersede our inside double on that. And then our backside guys, we're just scooping across the board. Now, tight ends, we do a couple different things. We have them scoop or convoy. If the guy's inside a 5 or a 7, we just have him convoy, which is just he's working up to safety. If the guy's head up or outside, we'll go ahead and have him scoop. One big key thing with us is we really, for our quarterback and our fullback, we really want that quarterback to jump out and get that ball back there as far as he can. We want a good long ride. We just feel that kind of helps us out with reading. All that's reading the defender. So we want that quarterback to really get that ball back. And just one good coaching point, if that ball ever crosses his front hip during his ride, he has to give it, whether it's a give read or not. We don't want to try to pull that ball too far in front of his hip. That's bad news right there. And then, so that's kind of our general rules. Obviously with our tags and stuff will change, but a lot of times this is whether we're in an overset, whether we're in a wide formation tight end, these are going to be our base rules without our tags. We'll kind of just go ahead and what we're looking for out of our base scheme versus a split defense here. Obviously, the DN is going to be the read. The outside backer is going to be the pitch for us. If that guy's in A-gap, we're doubling, veer, and all that stuff. So one good coaching point here is our slots. We tell them to run through the hills of the fullback, get lateral for 3 steps, and then get downhill. Another good coaching point we have is we don't really spend a whole lot of time telling the slots they need to be 4x4 on a pitch relationship. We just kind of tell them keep a good distance and keep up with the quarterback. We don't have a set rule for our pitch relationship. So that's what our versus a split look 4-4, 4-2-5, however you call it. We go ahead and we'll call it a split. That's what we're looking for. Now, I just kind of want to talk about our scoop on the backside. When we have a clear gap, we kind of what we do is short scoop it. I mean, our base scoop rules are 45, 60, 90. Obviously, if our gap is pretty clear, we kind of let that guy just kind of go 45 and go. If he is have an A-gap defender for that guard right here in this look, what he doesn't, he'll take that 45, 60, 90 and try to work through that guy. Now, our backside, when we have a 3 on the backside of this, we're going to go ahead and what we do long scoop. We're going to take a lateral step and then get our 45, 60, 90. We just feel that kind of gives the tackle a better position to scoop that 3. It's one of those things that just we feel it puts our kids in a better position. Now, if that gap is clear, say this guy's a 5, we let him 45 and go right off the bat. So we're not going to slow him down. If his gap's clear, we want him to get up to that next level as fast as he can. On our scoops, we're going to preach cut blocks. We want to get these guys knocked down, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of our base look, kind of our base rules versus a split. I'll go ahead and take a couple questions before we get into some game film. I think there's a lot popping up. Let me kind of go back a little bit. Now, right here we have this drawn up versus a 2 technique an A-gap defender. If we have a base head-up 2 technique on the guard, we're going to go ahead and let the guard base him all by himself. We don't want to take this guy away because we don't need to lose this block for this linebacker or their safety here. We want him to go ahead, that guard to go ahead and base the 2 so we don't lose that blocker on the next level. Now, obviously, if it's a shade or something, we'll take care of that with a double. But If it's a head-up technique, that's the one thing we want our guard to understand, that he needs to be a bit more of a man and be able to take care of that two technique by himself. And I apologize if I kind of stop and talk about the O-line a little bit too much. That's just what I do. So if I'm getting too much in the O-line, just let Kim know and tell me to move on. So,
hey, Coach, we did have a couple questions come in.
Okay.
So first one, what are your line splits?
Sorry. Our base line splits are center to guard are 3, our guard to tackle are 3, and if we have our tight end in, we're going to have a 4-foot split. Now, one thing is we like to, if this DN will work out with this tackle, we'll let him widen out to even 4.5. We don't want, we just feel that helps the quarterback with his read. Now, we don't want to have an 8-foot split and all that stuff, obviously, but if we can have a real good split out of our tackle to the read side, we're going to go ahead and let him get a bigger split. All right, so we got some game film here. Right here, split look here. Let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and go to the tight so you can see. All right, so what we should have here, we should have a nice double team here. We should have a good veer. These two guys are checking here to here. Double in here. We should have a nice scoop on the backside. Now, obviously, in a perfect world, it'll look just like I drawn up, but it's probably not going to look like I draw it up. We'll go ahead and watch. Oh, right here. It's not bad on the double team. We like to have these guys step. We'll have them step together. They're doing a good job. Our guard guard did a good job on the scoop. Our tackle should have definitely climbed. So you can see here, it comes down hard. Our quarterback reads, so we're going to pull the ball. Does a great job. Now, right here, this is a good coaching point here. Obviously, we didn't get up to the safety. We didn't get up to the safety with our veer and our 5-path. But one coaching point we have is our quarterback. He doesn't come out here and let's go back to the line. Sorry. Our quarterback's not going to come out here and he's not going to attack the pitch key. We don't want to get flat like this because that gives pursuit time to get over the top from these guys to get over the blocks. What we want our quarterback to do is turn and get his shoulders square as fast as he can. We want to replace the tackle. We want to be right nice outside the tackle. We tell the tackle he's blocking for the quarterback on this play on his veer. So if he does his job, quarterback run, the quarterback should get through. The reason we want this guy here is if we aren't able to get to this safety, we can square him up. Now we can go inside or outside. We got a two-way go on the safety. If we're still running vertical this way to attack this pitch key, we're not going to obviously it's just right here. He doesn't have a lot of options with his running. So we want to try to get square to the line, square our shoulders and get up through. And that way, if we have to, we can make a move on the safety. Now, our quarterback was right. His guy stays wide. So it is a quarterback read. We need to do a better job with our 5-path and our slot and our veer by the tackle. Right here, but then obviously just have your quarterback make a move right there. That's what happens when you have a 4-year starter on this play. He's seen a lot. He can make some stuff happen. So we're just kind of running through. Obviously, our backside tackle, once again, he should have climbed. Our slot does a great job right here. So right there. So that's in the perfect world. That's what it would look like. Obviously, we'd like to pick up that free safety if we could. We didn't get it done. So that was to the open side. I think I may have spent a little too much time on that, but this is what we're looking for the tight end side. Now, when we're opening the tight end side, our read is still going to be the first man on or outside the tackle. So that's still going to be the DN. The pitch key is still the next guy. Now, since we have a tight end in the game, the slot, he's going to go ahead and he's going to arc the corner here, as you can see. That's his base rule. Now, the tackle, he's going to pick up our 5-path. He's checking backer to safety here. And our slot should arc out here to the corner here. Same rules for everybody else except the play side slot, basically. So if we thought about this guy was the wide receiver and he was blocking the corner, well, now we're going to bring him in and he's going to do the running back's job. The running back is now going to do the wide receiver's job. So that's kind of just a simple way to kind of explain that. Everything else is the same across the board. Right here, we have a tight end in the game. This kid's a freshman. He should be arcing out here to the corner, who's this guy. But Freshmen don't always do what you want them to do. So he goes ahead and flies past, which didn't hurt us too much because we only really have one guy outside our read keep. But if this corner was bumped out over here, he should arc out over here. And maybe he thinks he got the corner and he's inside, but he should have arced out instead of veering here. So this is kind of just the same play versus the tight end. Now we can kind of talk about our gold. These guys, this is what our gold should look like. Now our center's got the clean release through. He should be able to scoop through. These guys are obviously scooping. Now we tell our fullback here, he's got to come back. He's going to press the heels of this double team. So if this double team, they come together and this guy slides off inside, our fullback should bounce out in the B gap. If this guy tries to work outside, he should bounce it in the A gap, obviously, when he squeezes. Now, one coaching point here, this guy slants hard across face, which happens a lot. This guy should kind of turn this back into a veer if he can. If he stays there, we'll go ahead and keep that double team. Now, right here, we want our tight end to veer. It's almost dang near impossible to veer inside a C-gap player, so we should keep this nice and tight. We'll still step with our inside foot, but we want to come right off this defensive lineman's butt to get to our veer path here. If he's a true 6 or a 9, we should get underneath. If he's a true 6 that slants, we might let him do that technique where he slants here and comes off. But what we want to always try to get underneath the 6 if we can. If we can't, we'll kind of coach it up differently. So this is the same play. We should be arcing here with our slot. He doesn't. Obviously, you can see our quarterback was kind of checking here. So right here, so we're just watching the double. Our fullback does a pretty good job here. He squeezes it. You see that little late movement here? We get some movement. We're driving him inside, so he keeps his shoulder square, and then he keeps it tight right here. This is a really good job by our slot right there. I mean, our B-back, excuse me. That's a great job by that kid. And this is what – and once again, he should be arcing up here to this guy, right? Our slot should be arcing here to this safety right here. If he'd have done that, we probably would have had a really, really good play. Now, we're way too high on this double. Just watching as the O-line coach, I probably got on to them for that.
Coaches, Rick Stewart with All Access Coaching, where we're all about coaches helping coaches. Thanks for watching the video. And I've got to ask, please hit the subscribe and like button below. The like button really helps us with valuable data as to what videos to make and upload in the future to help you out. And the subscribe button will notify you when we upload new content to the channel. This channel is not specific to an offense or a defense. It's not even specific to Rick Stewart. I fly over the country filming college coaches and state championship coaches about their offenses, about their drills, about practices, about defense, about program building, team building, fundraising, and weight training. It's all about coaches helping coaches. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and like below. And as always, better today, but never as good as tomorrow.